Hello, I'm Ashley Sellers, speech language pathologist and owner and operator of Speech, Language, and Beyond. I am coming here today just to provide a quick update of some things that's been going on with my business for any of my new subscribers and any people that I've had for a while. And if you've been checking back to see if I put out any new speech therapy videos, I just kind of want to come and tell you what you can expect in the very, very near future. And to try to give you some update of some things that have changed with my business. Number one, the last video that I put one out about my speech therapy room, and I kind of gave a tour. Not a lot of people have viewed that one. It's only got about 90 views. So if you kind of want to go in and check it out, you can. And my reason for doing that is because Speech Language and Beyond right now is me. I'm the owner, I'm the operator, I'm the billing person. You've heard me say all of this before. I'm at the groundwork for starting my business. And I operate my business from my home in a very nice community. And for anyone else that was kind of starting off on that level with me, I just kind of wanted to give you an overview of what my speech therapy office looks like. And since that time, I have redone it. You would see in some of my other videos that there was a futon in here. I just completely pulled that out. And I went ahead and just gave myself a speech therapy table, a computer table, and my actual desk that I work from that's here. And you can kind of see some of that in my background now. I guess if I kind of turn the camera that way, you can see where my computer area is, my printing area, and then that's my actual, right here in that back, that's my actual speech therapy area. And like I said, this area is where my desk is, and then you'll see behind me my shelf that keeps a lot of my speech therapy material. So that's kind of just a view of how that's changed, and you can just kind of look at the other video to kind of see the changes that I've made. And I think this has been the best change I've made so far, and I think that's going to stay. Also, I was starting my early intervention tour review series. I put out one video there, and I know that I had put in there at the last tidbit of that video that I had some objects, some toys that I was going to give away. I still have them. I just haven't gone through with it yet because at that time, not a lot of people had viewed it, and I wanted enough people to have enough time to be able to view the video and have a chance to win some of those products. So what I am going to do, I'm working on my second video for this series where I'm still going to go through and describe how you use two toys in therapy, give you the language target sheets as well, to show you how you can target different receptive language and expressive language and even some articulation concepts while playing with those toys. So you can look for that to come out. If you have not seen the other video, I can't tell you what it's called at the top of my head, but it's in the early intervention toy review series. This one covers blocks and a pop-up toy. I will put the link to that below, and I also want you to look for the next video in that series that is to come out, and I will officially start the giveaway. I'm also going to start reviewing a lot of the super duper materials, such as this, which is the photo fish. I am not hired by them to do it. They have not contacted me to tell me to do it. It's just that a lot of these activities say that you're supposed to start with kids that are 3 years old, but a lot of my kids that are in early intervention that are about 2 years, depending on how mature they are and how much they can take on, anywhere between 2 years and 2 years, 6 months, when they're like 6 months shy of coming out of the program, I would use a lot of these things. And I just kind of want to show you how you can use these in therapy and still make it age appropriate, because kids love anything that's going to be hands-on and allow them to move around some. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. Yeah, and I think I also have like some of these, they're Magnetalk, and this is how you do the magnets and getting them to say the words if you're focusing on articulation. So you can look for some of these. And for those of you, today is August the 27th. If you go look on Super Duper website right now, they have a clean sweep that is going on. That is where I purchased most of these from. And they also have a 30% off. For anything that you order, you automatically get 30% off any of your web orders. So you might want to go check that out right now. But I will be reviewing more of their things that are like this. Okay, I'm trying to put that back. Okay, and also, okay, excuse that goofy moment. But also, I wanted to let you know that I'm going to start, my friend and I, her name is Demetria Jackson. She is a speech language pathologist in Gwinnett County. She is excellent in speech therapy. We went to school together. We went to college together. We were very good friends. And she has a blog site called speechmatters.com. You can look for me to do a video totally dedicated to her blog. It'll give you all the information. And what she does is she will let you know of different speech therapy materials that are out there that you can purchase, any type of resources that you can find in your community, any type of events that are going on in your area. She will let you know that she does a speech toolbox of the month, where she would choose different products like the ones that I showed you and tell you bits and pieces how you can use them. She may also cover different language concepts like inferences or articulation. She sometimes does a concept or sound of the week, those different types of things. So I'm going to do a video totally dedicated to her website, because I really want you guys, her blog, and I really want you guys to check it out and to be very supportive, because she works really hard and she's a very good SLP. So also look for that. And she and I will also in the future come together and do some collaborative videos. And we're also thinking about starting our own blog site together. So you can also look for that information. And lastly, well, almost lastly, I have new materials that I am putting on my website. I have a new activity called Syllable Train that I think you would enjoy, to teach children how to work with syllables, and I'm going to do a whole video on that. And one thing I want you to always remember, I know I just discovered myself that there are so many speech blogs out there and so many people making wonderful speech therapy materials. And one thing about my stuff is, a lot of times us as SLPs, we like to make materials that are kid friendly and that's very vibrant and colorful. And I think that's great, because we need to draw the children in. But a lot of times when I make my materials, if I always try to put in a strategy. When you use my products, it's always based on some type of strategy that you can use to make sure that when you're using that activity, that your child is going to learn the skill. That's very important to me. That's what I always try to do when I create things. So that's why it's also important for me to feel like if I'm going to put this product out here for people to use, I want you to know how to use it. I want to let you know what strategy or language target or speech and language target that we're trying to focus on in that particular activity. So I have Syllable Train coming out. I have some more stuff that's been on my website that I've had samples for, but I haven't fully completed, such as patterns of language. That's good for your upper elementary kids that are in speech, that are working on multiple meaning words and being able to use them in sentences. I have 2 fall activities that can also be purchased, and you can also get the free sample for it as well. One is called Fall Word Sorting, where you have 2 baskets. We have 2 baskets on each page, and each basket has a category. And then the acorns are going to fill up the baskets with the words that relate to that category. It's very cute. It's very fun. It's a very quick way to have a center if you're working with more than one child at a time. That is another one I will be doing a video on. I also have one called Leafy Conjunctions, where you first have the conjunction and then 2 pictures, and then you use those pictures and that conjunction to create a sentence. And then it goes a little bit further to a higher level, where I give you the situation, not the picture, but the situation, and then give you the conjunction and have the child to create a sentence using that. That's another one you have coming. And I also finally have very interactive materials. I have created up to this point about 5 PowerPoint games that I think you will love. And I'm trying to at least get 10 of them created right now to put on my website, so that you can have enough of them to choose from. But some of the ones I have right now, I have one called Laser Articulation, which targets the SH sound. I have another one called Star Blink Articulation, which deals with the S sound and being able to say it and to be able to discriminate between an S sound versus another sound. One called What's the Meaning, for multiple meaning words. Find the preposition, for any kids that are working on spatial concepts. And I think those are, is there any more? It's one more. It just came to me and left that quickly. I have one more. It is, I can't think of, but it's targeting a language concept. I just finished it up. I can't think right now, but I do have 5 of them that I'm completing right now, and I'm just trying to get the samples of it on the website so that you can see it. So those are some things that I have coming up right now, and the most important thing that I wanted to tell you guys about, because I want to make this very quick, but the most important thing that I want to tell you guys about is that I feel God has pushed me closer to where I really want it to be. With speech, language, and beyond. I always wanted to operate under my own terms because I'm very passionate about speech therapy. And when children come to me or when families come to me, I want them to leave me knowing that their child has received the best services. And I don't want anyone to put an umbrella over what my abilities are as an SLP. So I was working under my online contract, and for whatever reason, the company that was sending me the referrals for their children, they lost their contract in Georgia. And I was already kind of thinking myself that I wanted to terminate that contract because I just didn't that job, that particular part of my business, it was easy to serve the kids, but they wanted to treat you kind of like you're an employee. And I feel like I've come too far to work for myself, to be treated as someone's employee when you're not, paying me benefits or, anything like that. And I felt like they were kind of stunting my ability to really operate as a fully licensed and certified speech language pathologist. But I told God that, I didn't want to move until He wanted me to move. And all of a sudden, they had us come back to start the school year with these children and start serving them online, knowing all along throughout the summer that they were in jeopardy of losing this contract. So as of September the 6th, I will no longer have that particular part of my business. And I thought about contracting with another agency, and I just don't think I'm going to do it, you guys. I'm just not. I'm not feeling it. And my husband and my mom are like my two, and my sister. Those are the 3 people that I always go to a lot to make sure that I'm making the right decisions. And they all said it's something that was making you unhappy is no longer an issue for you now, even though them putting a contract, well, the contract is not really terminated, but I don't have any more children to serve for them because they no longer have their contract with the company or the school that they were receiving the referrals from. And in my contract with them, I'm not even able to go and receive children from this school until 2 years after the contract has terminated. So that's really stunting me from being able to work like I want to. So in the past couple of weeks, what I've been doing before school started, I tried to at least meet with 3 doctors in my local area. I gave them a packet where I gave them my resume with my background, because people want to know who they're making referrals to because it can affect their business. I did that. I gave them my business cards. I let them know that through the Babies Can't Wait program that I had worked with some of their children in which they had provided me prescriptions for and had signed the paperwork for. So I've really been working hard about getting my name out in my community. So I'm really pushing right now, building up my private clients. So right now, my business is pretty much my early intervention work and providing private therapy here at my home. And I'm just going to be honest with you, it's not easy. I met with one doctor and she and I had a very good conversation, and she allowed me to drop the stuff off to her. And, she's made a promise that when she has someone else coming through that she would send me a referral. I called one doctor's office and asked when I could specifically meet with the doctor. And I was told by the secretary that I could just come, whenever I wanted. And I'm like, are you sure? Because I don't want to come when she's serving clients. I want to come when she and I can really sit down and talk. And so she was like, you could just come at any time. So I came, I took time out my schedule to come and meet with this doctor, just to sit in the waiting area to be told she's with the patient right now. And that really infuriated me because I knew that she was going to be with a patient, which is why I wanted her time when she put on her schedule to meet with other professionals, not during her work hours. And it upset me because on one hand, I feel like that secretary didn't take me seriously. They didn't consider how it will make me look to request to speak to a doctor during her operating hours, and what it cost me that day to put that time in my schedule. But yet and still, I left the information with her, and I told her to make sure to tell the doctor that, at any time she wanted to meet with me and discuss my qualifications and the reasons why I could want them to consider me as someone to make referrals to, that she could do so. But I still haven't heard anything. And I also did it with another doctor's office. So it's not easy. I've been very discouraged. Like I said, because, I've been funding this business out of my own pocket. I didn't want to borrow money from any bank or anybody like that. I don't have a staff right now because I'm not comfortable with that. When I'm able to move in that direction, if I have someone come work for me, I want them to be able to make a good living. I mean, that's very important to me. So, that's what's been going on. I did have the privilege of having a private client for about 3 to 6 months, and they really made me feel good to have someone coming out to my office that I set up and have that faith enough to trust in me for them to do that. They gave me the first taste of that, and I will never forget it. So basically right now, Babies Can't Wait and doing my early intervention through my business with them, that's pretty much the icing on the cake for my business right now. And I just have faith that the doctor's offices I've contacted with my information, that over time they will eventually make those referrals. And I have a couple of more doctor's offices that I'm also considering meeting with. For the next couple of months, I'm just going to be on my grind with sending out my information, putting up flyers, advertising as much as I can. So you guys, I invited you all on this journey with me, and I'm being real. This is a real person sitting in front of you that's telling you about her experience. I'm not rich. I don't have a whole lot of money. But I feel like this is what God gave me, and I enjoy doing my job, and I just want to be an inspiration to anybody else who's going the same route that I'm going. I'm not in that position where I have people that I can run to that have a whole lot of money to put on the table for me and say, oh, well, here you go, everything that you need to fund your business. I have done this with my own money, with my own efforts, with my own knowledge, my own research. And it's not easy finding people who really want to support you because they don't always want to see your dream come to pass. But I walk into this room every day knowing this is what God gave me. And I didn't even want this business to start at this point in my life. It's a direction I feel like God pushed me towards, and I'm trusting what He would want me to do. And I just thank you that you guys are supporting me. You're looking at my videos, you're buying my products. And that stuff is not easy. I mean, you can ask my husband. There's times when I'm like, babe, if I'm doing too much and I'm not spending enough time with you, let me know. But he understands that this is my dream, and this is something that I feel that I'm destined to do. So even talking to my friend Demetria, she told me she wanted me to stop saying in my videos that I'm a very small pediatric. She was like, no, you have a business. You have clients. You are making money by what you do. And you are a lot further along than a lot of people that I actually graduated with. You know, I've only been in my profession 5 years, people. Like 5 years this August. It's 5 years. And already, you know, I have somewhat of a business that's operating. I'm proud of where I am. I'm not exactly where I want to be, but it's a lot better off than where I could have been. And I'm calling my own shots. And I really appreciate that. And I feel blessed by that. But I hope, you know, my prayer, I told God that I wanted to be able to see about 10 to 15 kids consistently, that would award me a better lifestyle. Not that, you know, I don't have everything that I want right now, but, you know, I have children. I don't have children, but when I do have kids, you know, I want to be able for them to be able to have a good life, and for their life to be, you know, enjoyable. So, pretty much that's what's going on with me. If you have any experiences with me that you would like to share, I'm glad to hear it. But please look forward to those new up and coming projects that I have coming, and I hope to post something for you all this week. Thank you so much for watching. I still made this video too long. I only wanted it to be about 15 minutes, so I apologize. But just keep me in your prayers. I will do the same for you, and God bless.